Hey everybody, welcome back to Stringman Guitars. We're down here in the underground lair, and today we have a Les Paul Studio from 2016. So Buddy has this Les Paul Studio, and it's got the satin finish, and he wants locking tuners. If you saw the other, sorry, there you go. If you saw the other video, both of his Strat and his Tele had locking tuners. So we're putting locking tuners on this. This also had awful fret sprout, and we took care of that. And I was talking and saying all kind of things about how cool my little file was that I used to clean this up, and how I do it and everything like that, and polish the frets, and moisturized and, well, conditioned and sealed the fingerboard with linseed oil, all that good stuff. I forgot to turn the camera on. So that's what we've done so far. Took the strings off. I took the pick guard off. The post is over here waiting, or the stop bar is over here waiting for strings, and I was waiting for the tuners to come in from Kluson or from Stumac. These are locking Kluson vintage style tuners. So we're going to show you in the video here how to change out regular standard Gibson tuners that I think are inferior to the Klusons. These have, I think, a 15:1 gear ratio. These are a 19:1 gear ratio. See right there, it says so. So a lot easier to fine tune your stuff, and just locking tuners are the stuff. One thing I'm noticing is there's a high inlay here. This one too a little bit, but not high enough that I can get under there to squeeze in a little super glue, and I'm afraid to pop it out and, you know, try to get it under there, because I don't want to break that, because it was made for this guitar. There's no filler around it, whereas you see like on Epiphones and stuff, they'll put, you know, an inlay in, and then they'll put filler around it because they don't cut it perfectly. So it's a really tight fit. I know that I can't get any glue in there and then lock it down. I just know I can't do it. We're going to go ahead and just do the tuner. So, hey everybody, welcome back to Stringman Guitars in the underground lair. We're going to show you how to change out regular Gibson modern tuners with Kluson locking tuners. When I say modern, they are the old style that you might remember. The bridge keeps on falling out. Like that, but if you look at the front, it's just not the post coming through with a collar. It's got the little nuts down there. So it's got the modern size hole with the vintage style post, or the modern style hole and post with the vintage style back on it. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to just move this bridge over here so that it stops falling out, and I can go ahead and flip this over and work on it. It comes with the screws and everything, so I'm just going to start taking these out. So we're taking the screws out of the original tuners. We're saving them right here. And the clusins will drop right in. So let me get this side of it done. And I'll be right back with the other. Okay, so this is it. You just you take the two screws out the bottom, take the bushing out, the tuner falls out, put everything back the way it came. Clean the dust off. And now I noticed on the A string, whenever they when they jammed in the screw, I guess somebody was a little overzealous on this top one. So I'm gonna see if the Clusen screw is a different screw. So there's your bag of parts. Da-da-da-da. And here are the tuners. Very nice. So they will just, whoops, fall right into the spot where the other ones came out of. So the new tuning machines just go where the other ones came out of. Exact fit, factory replacement. But when you have a Gibson, you're going to want to keep the original parts. With wood screws, you want to back out until you feel the screw drop into the thread. That's how you don't strip them out. Nope. Don't want to use the Gibson screws, I want to use the Clusen screws. Alrighty, now all the tuners are in place. Flip the guitar over, adjust the camera. There we go. Now there's, just got to put the bushings and, is it beveled? So you put your little washer on. Tighten it down. I have a 10mm driver. Hold on a second. So yeah, I've got my 10mm driver. Make it way easier to get that in there. Once again, the washer down, start your bushing, take it down with a nut driver. And you don't want it super tight, you just want it snug. And we take and unlock the back of the tuning machines, which allows a cam to drop in. When you tighten them back up, the cam comes back out. Alright, so we have new tuners. Yay! So you may ask yourself, how do you keep the stop piece from falling off the guitar whenever you're restringing your Les Paul? You get yourself one of those high school erasers from the dollar store, or in my case it was Office Depot. I don't know. Bought a pack for like $2. So you take your string, make sure it's in the saddle properly. We take it through, make sure it's there, make sure it's there, pull it tight, and we lock it down. Just draw it tight enough. Get through. Put it in the saddle and tighten down the knob on the bottom. The nut slot in the saddle, lock it down, and then bring it up to pitch. Oh, the tension on it. Bend these all up so they're not in my way. Now we can bring this up to pitch. We can release the eraser on the back. Put the eraser back. Turn on the tuner machine. I don't know my alphabet. And then we do our string bending, stretching, and of course you're going to want to stretch it here, but you also want to stretch it back at the saddle. Which puts all your fingerprints all over the nice clean saddle and pickup. And you bend them on the other side of the nut. Okay, so we did a preemptive strike. The guitar is strung up with our locking tuners, and one thing on a Les Paul or SG or any type of guitar that has this sort of stop bar and tune-o-matic bridge is you want to make sure that there is a gap between the a paper thin gap between the back of the bridge and the bottom of the string. We've got it over here at the E side, but at the G side we need to raise that up a little bit. So you don't screw up your hardware, you put a screwdriver on a cloth and you raise up your tailpiece and you check to see if you can fit a piece of paper in there. And as you see, we've got a piece of paper in there, just enough. And this is a fairly thick piece of stationery paper that my niece and nephew made for me. But yeah, you can see there's a gap there, and if you don't have a gap, you're killing your sustain. Hey everybody, welcome back. Day 2 of Les Paul Gets New Tuners and a setup. So let's see where it landed after it not being touched for a while. Yeah, we still gotta loosen that truss rod. I'm not sure what strings were on it before. It might have been 9s. It's about 1/8 of a turn. Let's bring it back up to pitch. So we have our relief set. I believe we got that. Yeah, would not touch that. And our string height. We have. Oh, I got a capo on. Ha! There we go. I was wondering, where did it go? 5/64 and a little under 4/64. Gibson wants 3, but I think that's really playable there. Checking intonation. Strings are still stretching a bit. Once I adjusted the truss rod and the string action, if you remember in the, not in the picture, in the earlier video about the string not touching the back of the bridge piece, the actual bridge body, well, it was way up, so I didn't want that much slack in that break angle, so I had to bring that back down to where it should be. Going through and checking intonation again. Actually, let me just go ahead and bring this back up to pitch completely, because I'd taken all the string action off to drop that stop bar, because by dropping it you're going to put more. I don't know what string I'm working on here, guys. I'm getting confused. Whenever you drop the stop bar, you bring more tension onto the strings. Alright, let's check our intonation real quick. Good. Okay, that D can come back a little bit. Got the D. Got the G. Got the B. E is just a tad sharp. Got the E. Alright. So recapping here, what do? We cleaned the fretboard and sealed and conditioned it with linseed oil. We polished the frets, and we also took our favorite file and adjusted, or not adjusted, but took away all the sharp fret ends. Now it's not like a cheese grater on your hand. Then we replaced the original tuners with Klusen's 19-to-1 locking tuners. Restrung it, put the pick guard back on, and set the relief, string height. The last thing to do, and I always forget to do it, the pickup height. So let's see how close it is before I actually get on it. Let's see here. That's it. Hold down here and measure here. It's actually a little high. There we go. Yeah. See what this looks like back here. That could actually come up. That's good. Now the treble side's a little higher. And that's right on. And that can come down. Why would you put flathead screws there, Gibson? Nobody likes flathead screws. Okay, pickup height is set, intonation set. I'm going to polish up and chop these string ends off and call Buddy, tell him to come and get his guitars. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in and checking out another edition of Stringman Guitars, filmed down here in the underground lair. And as I've been saying in recent videos, all the COVID cases going up, man. People still not wearing masks. Wear your masks. Be good to each other. Be good to yourself. Take care. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Facebook. And look at more of the awesome videos I do here on Stringman Guitars.